Like, they should have paid me to rope there without even winning. Like, I would get fined for entertainment. I couldn't throw my freaking string in the stands without 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever. I couldn't do that. Guess what it did? It fueled me. I don't give a damn. I'll throw 3 of them up there if I win this round. I don't care about eBay. You want this freaking rope? I just tied this calf in 6. Here you go. I do none of this without you 17,000 people. This, holding me accountable, is what made me the greatest.
Welcome back to the Let's Freakin Rodeo podcast presented to you by Boot Barn. Today on the podcast, we have rodeo legend Cody Ohl. Love him, hate him. He is one of rodeo's royalty. 3-hour interview, and it never died down. There was never a dull moment. We had to make it into 2 episodes for you guys. And you guys, let us know in the comments who you want to see next. We'll reach out to anybody. We ain't scared. You got somebody that you want to hear on the Let's Freakin Rodeo podcast? Put it in the comments, and we'll see what we can get. We'll see what we can do. Hope you all enjoy it. Like Ty said, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. But let's get into it. Well, when I think Cody Ohl, obviously I think it's generation, but the dominance in the Thomas Mack, I think Cody and Pearl. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Just the 6-second runs and everything. So first off, what year did you start riding her?
Man, I really don't even remember. Like, I never kept, I'm not that guy that's like, man, you remember that run?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rode her for 6 straight years, so
yeah.
14, she was done in 14. So you're talking 6 years previous to that. And so I didn't ride her at Vegas because that's the year she got hurt. So
yeah,
6 years previous to that's when we started. But, it was just a time, and it was a good time in my life. Like, I was doing good, but my kids are starting to play sports. They're starting to do this, do that. And the number one thing in my entire life, my dad that raised me, Leo, it didn't make a shit if we was pitching washers, roping calves. I could have been at a band concert, but I promised you one damn thing. When I turned around, I seen that dude.
He was going to be there.
He was going to be there. And I could hear him too, he was loud. I coached loud. He was loud. It's like I tell Blake, finally, he's 22 years old. I said, bro, you're my own blood, man. I get fired up. I'm passionate. Do not step in this freaking arena with your feelings on your collar, man. I'm hollering at you because I love you more than life. That's how my dad was. He loved me so much. He held me accountable for every sport I played. Not like the rude, come on, man. Did you not see that? If you would have stepped out wider, there was the hole was there. We're talking about football. He was a running back growing up. You just went a little wider right there, man. You had a crease. Same deal. Roping calves, man. One more swing right there, and the play would have read out. So that's what I was blessed my whole life, because I could compare. I can compare my roping to Dustin Egaskiza, and it's a whole different event. Life is like that. I can compare roping to so many things.
Yeah.
But that's because I played everything, so I can do all that stuff. But
yeah,
it's crazy, really.
I mean, that's those years. I heard stories. Cody Ohl went to 26 rodeos and made the NFR and comes in there, and they may not have been world championship years, but they were dominating years. Yeah,
it's just at the time I'm still. I'm riding the best mare probably in history of rodeo. If I have a decent calf, I'm going to win, man. She's going to pop them down. It's kind of like how Topper was when Herbert won that year. It really wasn't a freaking calf that could take him out, because that horse could take him out, So that's how powerful she was. But so anyway, back to the story is my kids were playing T-ball, and Little League football. And man, I just the number one thing in my brain is my heart was, my dad, that dude worked some hours, man, and he was there. I wasn't going to be rodeoing out there and miss all that. I was coaching most of it, I was on the booster club, president of the booster club for 3 years. I was in it because they were in it, so it stole away probably some of my stuff there, if I could, when I knew I made the finals, and if I made them at 26 or 30 rodeos, fine. But I also knew that in the 10th round at those years, I still had a chance at a world championship. So it was still feeding me a little bit, but it turned into those guys were taking it really serious. And it turned in more of a game to me for me to go to 26 rodeos, it was like winning a world championship. Like, dude, really, if I went to 70, like, I really didn't have to say anything, right? I went to 26 or 35 or whatever, and you went to 75 or 90 sometimes, like, I mean, to me, that was, to me, that was enough, like, I know what would have happened, like, I could have won the world. I let 4 or 5 get away just rodeoing like that, so it turned in more of a game. It's how less rodeos I could go to and still make the finals and then still have a chance at a world championship too in the 10th round. My name's in the bucket there, like that's, it, kids kind of come along right at there's never a wrong time, but it came where my priorities were pulling away, and then like I said, my all around championship, it was the part that tarnished my whole career. Like, people like, tarnished your career? Like, yeah, because you don't even know, most of y'all don't even know I win the all around. I disappeared from the time I tied that calf. All you know is a world champion, but you didn't know my dominance of my life span of all around. Like, there was nobody better. Then I finally won the all around. Like, I wanted to win the all around so bad for my dad. My dad had died in a car wreck in 2000, but I wanted that world championship all around because that's what me and him worked for from the get-go. Like, every event, man, no matter, barrel racing, goat tying, it didn't make shit a stick race. We're going to work at it. So I had to get that one. But when I got that one and then the injury and then the way I went about it, I mean, like, Trevor Brazil is the greatest. He is hands down the greatest, right? He don't have 26 of those if I don't blow my knee out. I mean, I'm winning in the calf roping what he's winning in all around for 2 or 3 more years. He didn't become dominant until when his dominance kicked in, he was unbeatable. I mean, he had planes, trains, automobiles, and every horse you can buy. So that it would have been over at some point. But the next, say, 3, 4 years, so from 01 to 05, I mean, I don't know. It didn't happen. So, but what I'm getting at is I won 6. I lost a couple by nickels. I lost 3 or 4 when I started having kids by nickels. And then, I don't know how many world championship all arounds I could have won. Maybe 3 more, maybe 2 more, 4 more, 5 more. I don't know. Just depends how, his year went, my week, but it would have been what Fred and I had, Trevor and I would have had in the all around. You see what I mean? So that's the tarnish that I didn't get. You know what I'm saying? That's what I didn't get to capitalize on, what's been my whole life, the all around. That was my number one target from the get go. I'm entering these events for the all around, right? All around my whole life. So when that was derailed, that was my tarnishment, because that's what my life was about. I mean, calf roping, yeah, but I was just as good at breakaway. I was just as good at ribbon roping. I was just as good at steer riding. I was just as good at junior bulls. I was won the year in every year in the team roping. Like, so the all around. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I'm a way better calf roper than I am all these other events. No, at the time, I was pretty much the same in all of them. So I wasn't saying like I loved all around. So calf roping wasn't like my main deal. If I lost that, I wanted the all around. So I would have kept going at it, and I had the horsepower lined up too,
Yeah. What do you say these parents and these 12-year-old boys that don't want to break away anymore? They just want to tie them down. I think it's, and I honestly, and the bad thing is, it's sad to say this, but I was that 12-year-old kid that I don't like the breakaway. I just want to tie down. Right. And I think that's my biggest regret, because obviously the better breakaway roper, you were the best breakaway roper in that arena, and you were great in every facet of the game, but you were better than breakaway than everybody else.
Yeah. And you become the greatest breakaway roper first, and then learning what I teach now is creating the middle of my loop, because it keeps you square at all times, right? So why don't you do more tie down lessons? Well, if you're already pro and you've already won quite a bit, me and you shouldn't even have to flank and tie much, like a little bit. All I'm teaching you is how to rope, man. Like if you rope perfect and you get the straight goes and they're squared up all the time, day in, day out, you can't post a calf up there and not screw that up. Come on, man. That's all I did at Vegas. So like I'm so adamant about on their ass about two-handing my slack. Like you can't control all that stuff when you're two-handed because at one point you're on your heels, then it creates you on your heels again. Like I stayed there. I roped the breakaway. I stayed there long enough to read the play every time. Never just bailed. These guys now don't even know where they're going with their slack. They're just jumping, right? Good luck putting it over here or putting it over there. Like we were last minute. It was just like read the play. His calf's strong. Well, I'm just going to drop it or I'm pitch it, or he's stepping back over here. I'm going to hold it outside, or he's letting up a little bit. I'm going to try to just post him up right there. But that's part of being able to rope them two swings too. I had that little bit of extra time there. And then nowadays watching it, they don't realize that if they get that roll or they get there before the calf's cleaned up, it's slower than if they would have stayed here and the calf was already cleaning up and they caught him on the come or, helped him. That's faster than being there and the calf not being straightened out.
So you think most guys in these days just kind of get ahead of themselves? Don't stay in that stirrup like Joe B talks about at the finals commentating.
Yeah. So just like Riley right now, like those runs at Houston, he would have been halfway down the rope 2 years ago with a like this, like Super Mario Brothers with both hands on the rope. Like I think he was close to blowing his damn knee out. Like it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, he's just runs there, gets that neck, stays close to that horse, watches, reads the play. He's good with his slack now. It's a game changer, man. Like it changes everything. It's so consistent, right? That's what it changes. Cause the other deal's not, you got two hands on the rope. That calf can beat you at some point because you're going to be on your heels at some point, standing like this because your frame. I'm big on broad roping, and broad when I get into the calf, we're pinching everything. Our shoulders tight, our hands in tight, our legs in tight. Like somebody shoves you, you're going to move around like that more. So that rope is going to wobble you easier, being like this. So it's not as consistent to me.
What year was your last gold buckle?
06.
And then, so that's what you're talking about, 06. And after that, because your last year was 2014.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you got kids and that was that whole timeline.
Well, yeah, I let Trevor help me make the worst decision I ever made in rodeo, probably, like leave the PRCA and go ERA. It's going to be my deal. I've got kids. I've got kids. This is your deal, man. This thing's built for you. Like, I love that dude to death, man. Like, I love him. But I let him talk me into the worst freaking decision I ever made in the sport of freaking rodeo, man. I wasn't done. Hey, no way I was done. Only way I was done is because I quit living and dying by the sword, by that barrier every day, because I was going to one rodeo a month. I'm just being a dad. I'm not working at it. I mean, I can beat those guys out of shape one run, I can't beat those guys soft and out of shape day in and day out and living and dying by we didn't even have a barrier. So being able to go really, it was a barrier, but really being able to go before you nod almost. It stole everything that I was the best at. Leaving one strand on that barrier. How the hell did he get out? That's what I want to hear you say every time I nod. How in the hell did he get out, right? It took all that away. It erased tons of that. I could never get that part back, even when I felt like I wanted to try to make it again. I was so far out of the game now because I just, every day, my whole life, just, one strand left. It stole so much of me in 1 year of sitting out, and I was in the bull business. I had just a lot of distractions, like a lot of stuff going on that, it stole so much of my, like, win first at all time, it turned me just into a roper almost. And that wasn't good enough for me. And it didn't go very good. But like I said, the worst decision of my whole career was was leaving, you know?
Yeah. What were those years like though? Because I mean, obviously 2012, 2013, or 2011, 2012, 2014 was tough. And then Hanchey's in 2013, and you're right there with them guys. But then, like, for me, I guess just because there's so many, you have such a long career, that 07, 08, 09, those are kind of foggier for me. What was happening in there?
Well, that's what I'm
Like,
saying. That's when my
standings-wise,
kids, you know, my kids were getting really, you know, into a lot of sports, and you know, we got 3 of them, man. Like, and like I got 1 kid, you got 3. Like, it's a load, man. So I wanted to be here. I wanted to be that dad. You know, yeah, did I have to make the finals? I had to make the finals. I mean, that's what fed our family. That's what paid our bills. But that's not where my focus, you know, my focus got out of that. And it was about, then I found something else that I was good at, you know, raising the bulls, and, you know, won a world championship in that deal. And so I was kind of getting my fix from that, you know. The adrenaline was the same. Something that I couldn't control was still feeding me, you know, and for the first time. So, I controlled my own destiny for my whole life. And then my work ethic putting into them brought out the best in them, yes. But, you know, I'm getting fed right there, you know. And then, but also I'm Father Time's catching up too, as I'm doing all this, you know, and my focus is the football team and the kids in this town that don't have a dad or a half-ass mom, or there's kids that I know ain't eating after they leave this school, man. Like today, I can go in my hometown in my pickup, and there's kids that from 2013, 14, whatever, swerve at me, honk at me, swerve at me, scream at me from the gas pump. Like it was so real. Like I'd pull up there, I was like, when I felt them come out of the convenience store, they're just hanging out in the convenience store. Nothing else to do. When they come to my truck, I knew they needed something. Right? I knew the background they come from. I knew they needed something from me. I said, "What do you need, man? You need something to eat?" Yes, sir. There ain't no telling how many 20s I just ran out the window, right? Like they knew I was their guy, man. So like they would play hard for the football coaches here. So we had great coaches. I was the booster club president. I made so many things special for those type of players that were really good players, but they become great players because I was a father figure. They could count on me at all times. If they was hungry, they knew it wasn't embarrassing to ask me for money, and they knew I'd give it. So like that was feeding me for a change. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to town. I'm like, you know, my eyes are always looking for one of those kids, you know, like, and that was feeding me as well, you know? So everything that fed me in the arena was kind of feeding me over here, you know? And then here we go. I get serious about it in 13 again, and Pearl's being Pearl, outstanding, you know? And so come down to the 9th round, I just got to tie 2 calves down. Like literally, I could have been 15 on both of them, you know, like just pretty long. It wasn't like I had to place. And freaking calf walks out the chute in the 9th round. Like, you know, I mean, she got robbed, you know, like I didn't get robbed. I got what I won, but it's been pretty cool to go from 6 to 13, 97 to 6 into 13 and win that one away. I mean, I freaking blasted in 13, you know, like
won 4 or 5 go rounds.
5 rounds. Yeah. And so to have that one stolen the way I had it stolen, you know, I mean, that was the biggest, you know, other than, like I told you, other than leaving the PRCA, that was a lot of my decision to leave when I had a chance, right? Like, F them, man. Like, I know for a fact because I had a girl message me. My mom was working in that office back there when the judges went in there after the rodeo. You have no idea. It's sickening. It was a sick experience for her mom, like them laughing, you know, like seriously laughing about it.
Really?
Yeah. And so that was the biggest pie in my face that I probably ever had on that level for what I brought. You know, I'm not saying those rodeos. I wasn't just a great roper and won what I won at Vegas. I mean, like they should have paid me to rope there.
Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break from the podcast to tell you about our presenting sponsor, Boot Barn. There's a lot of things in this world that change, but the Cowboy way isn't one, and Boot Barn understands that better than anybody.
They aren't just selling boots and jeans. They're backing the people who build America, feed America, and protect America.
And they're proving it. With over 600 rodeo sponsorships every year, Boot Barn is keeping the cowboy culture alive, from small town arenas to the biggest stages in rodeo.
With over 450 stores nationwide, Boot Barn is right there alongside the people who are living by the values of the West. They believe everyone deserves a piece of the American spirit.
So whether you're a rodeo legend or a first-timer and you just want to take old girl out on the town, Boot Barn's got you covered from head to toe.
Ty, where are these Boot Barns?
Cole, Boot Barn's nationwide, from coast to coast. Find your nearest location or visit bootbarn.com to get whatever you need.
Thanks, everybody. Back to the podcast.
Without even winning, I brought entertainment to that arena before I would get fined for entertainment. I couldn't throw my freaking string in the stands without 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever. I couldn't do that. Guess what it did? It fueled me. I don't give a damn. I'll throw 3 of them up there if I win this round. I don't care about eBay. You want this freaking rope? I just tied this calf in 6. Here you go. I do none of this without you 17,000 people, right? That's why I traded out of the slack. This holding me accountable is what made me the greatest. I didn't want to rope in the slack. 5 guys are only going to see this, or 5 people in the stands are going to witness this performance. Nah. That calf that I tied in 7.5 in the slack, if I would have been in the perf, 7.3, 7.2, you know what I'm saying? Just that much more drive and that much more accountability to me. Was a slack a better run? Yeah, for 99% of people it was. It wasn't for me. I mean, I'd get the middle at Cowboy, Idaho, and I'd trade to the first perf. It's only a day later. Calves hang out, same deal. We just blasted them the day before. I want that perf run, man. Let's go. I want to rope in the perf here. This is my favorite rodeo. You can have this middle. I'll rope tomorrow night. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning anyway. I know I'm going to be 8 flat, and tomorrow night I'll be 7.2. You know what I'm saying? That's, so for me to give all that stuff away, I don't have anything. I might have 1 rope left that I buried a guy with one, and I might have 1 other one. Other than that, Charlie Horkey flew me around for years. I spent $1 million flying this around. I mean, I give him 1 rope. Every string is gone, done. That was kind of my thank you to what all, went on. And so, I don't know, you're getting me way off course, but it's little things that spark little things and it turns into big things,
That's what we came for.
I got a question for you. We've kind of talked around it and I kind of let off the podcast with it, but I'm going to ask you a blanket question. Who is the greatest calf roper of all time?
Man, if you don't I posted a picture yesterday and it's the 3rd time I've done this, for once in my lifetime, I feel like a damn good human, but I still look in that mirror. I mean, like I said, this thing barks hard, but it's freaking soft as freaking butter, man. Seriously, when I look in there, man, I ain't posing for no damn pretty picture. I'm being dead serious with the rest of the freaking world, man. F you. Look in that mirror, man. If you don't see the best version of yourself, better fucking look again, right? Don't take what you see in that mirror out on me, right? And don't judge me the way I talk. I talk the way I talk because you'd witness nothing I do in my arena. I share tons of shit with people that I don't even need to. Why you post that? I'm just answering your questions. All I'm doing that. Okay. I know right here in my heart, I'm the best. I do. I know that. And like I said, it will never happen ever. But if I had $1 million, I'd break it up into whoever thinks they can coach or whoever thinks they can break down the sport of breakaway or calf roping, however many people that is that would make that cut. Say 5. I want 5 phone booths sealed. Us 5 and everybody watching live can only see the footage and hear the footage. And I want him to break it down. I want him to break it down. I want him to break it down. and we can't hear what he said, she said, whoever said, then I'll let you be the judge. Okay? That would be the only way to really break it down, because I don't do roping schools. No. I want your ass to turn around right there. I want to scream at you. I'm not saying scream, but I coach loud, because loud. I love on them. Loud, love on them. Loud. And when I finally get that video that I'm wanting perfect, and they feel perfect for the first time ever, I don't give a shit if they're the best roper in the world. They come here. When they feel what I'm coaching and they feel what happens, I don't say a word, because I just seen them do it for the first time. And I still got my camera, and I hadn't yelled a damn thing. And I just let them freaking sit there. And then most of them, their grandmas are here on that stage over there. And I'm coaching and I just stop. I don't even say a word. Just sit there, and I play the camera until they finally weaken, and they go, They cannot hold that smile in. Like, it's the greatest feeling ever. And to see those kids do that and go, holy shit, I've never been told that in my entire life. But to answer your question, I mean, I don't beat around the bush. I do know I am. So if the world wants to run with our podcast and say it, arrogant son of a bitch, well, they've called me worse my whole career. Here's your painting. Get to painting. Get you an extra. There was 2 buckets in here a while ago. I guess we moved them.
There you go.
He said, get your painting. Start painting.
Saying that, and that's the only thing that, the only argument, the only thing that anybody could ever say is, well, he don't got 7 of them, or he don't got 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they were right there. I don't know. It's hard to know. What I want to know is what your opinion on old calf ropers from, like you talked about, Roy can make the NFR today. And then you talked about guys nowadays are smaller and stuff. Could the top guys back right now go back in 97 and make the NFR and compete in that?
I would say yes, because of Ricky Canton. I mean, like, you just got to figure out a way, right? You just got to figure out the way. Like, I don't know that what the cattle differences and now and stuff. So, like, we would go to Denver and we'd have 1 calf out of 8 that you could even maybe have a chance, and then have to come back and draw one that you probably don't have a chance. But y'all go to Denver, there's 1 calf that you can't make the short round on.
Yep.
Okay. That's the whole difference in the game. But all I'm saying is it's all about your work ethic. I mean, like Ricky Canton, I mean, he's world champion caliber. I mean, that's how good he roped, but he figured out the way. I mean, Hanchy, even on certain big calves, he figures out a way. He don't draw them. He's just not going to stay consistent with that way, because it ain't happening very often. But if it's every day, like you have to be Ricky Canton then, and it has to be perfect every day, you'll figure out a way. If that's you're passionate about, and that's what you want to do for a living, and you got to give 110%, because it's got to be perfect. Our chin can't come up. We ain't going to get the job done lifting our chin up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm going to say there's 5 guys. Yeah, that's it, really.
Yep.
Be honest with you. And I say that, but another sense is they grew up softer. We got the slant fences. We got all this roping tiny, they don't learn to set a go up anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, calves peeling off hard at Houston. Half of them like, oh, what the hell do I do now? Circling over their left. And like Shad handled that last night, but way better, because I didn't think that was going to go very good. That was a hell of a run, other than missing his hooey. But like saying, like, that calf was kind of old school to me. That was kind of an old school type calf. Like he was trying to get away. He wasn't just running a course, So, to me, 5 guys, and really, man, like you play the Mo Bettas and stuff, there was 60 guys that could beat you anytime in the 90s. I thought, like, you go to that roping, there's 60 guys there that could smash your ass.
Hey, yesterday morning you told everybody on Instagram, hold your skirts down. Don't get your skirt get blown up by this podcast. I'm getting on the Let's Freakin' Rodeo podcast. So let's hear it. Who's the 5 guys today that can make the NFR in 97?
It'd be you, Ty Harris. Okay, I guess till you say you, huh? So
You ain't got to.
No,
I want
I'm
to hear
just
the
saying
truth.
it's kind of a deal. So it'd be like Riley and Shad, Marty, you, Ty Harris, John Dowsh.
Yeah. Then you look up and you got Tough.
I know, but I don't consider that. I consider Tough. See, Tough's in on the package before that.
Gotcha.
You
Gotcha.
see it?
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, then there's probably like 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
So that's not, I'm talking about the new era that's going to continue 10 more
Right.
years. That's
Yeah.
the guys I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like Tough, he made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had those legs. Then he became the flankingest dude, maybe close to all time.
Possibly to ever live.
His flanking and timing was so unreal just by bulk and getting the legs and the tone, and he knew he had to do. So to answer your question back about the guys that are smaller, I mean, there was ways, they just didn't do it. Right? They didn't do all the things that Tough did.
Gotcha.
To become a world champion.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's a tough question. He said, he said, who's the 5? You know, we put you in a position there.
But it's the guys that are there every year too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they take roll, them guys are there.
Well,
so really, to me, if they take roll and you're on that list and not sitting at home, not because of your performance, if you're home that you didn't make it, then you would never be on my list, right?
Right.
But if you're making that cut in the top 10, you're in the 10
every year,
every time, I think you could make it today. I do. But if you're in, out, I don't think you're the guy. I don't think you could have made it up.
I just put you up there for you to go anywhere with it, but that's funny that you say that because that's exactly how I feel. I feel like the guys back then, not that I know anything, but just for me watching, Cody and Fred would have got gold buckles in any era. Roy would have won in any era. You know what I'm saying? Joe in his prime before the injuries would have won in any era. But, you know, Shad Riley, Tough, Haven, you know, the guy... It's just like any sport, in my opinion. Yep. You put Michael Jordan today, he wins. You know, you put
because he's going to figure out how to.
Exactly. It doesn't.
He's that great.
But
yes.
But this is a hypothetical situation we're creating. But if Cody's in 2000s and 97, 98, and then you got Tough in 97, 98, you got Shad and Riley in 97, 98, they only give 1 gold buckle out. So it's like hypothetically in the era, right? Yeah, they would compete, and they would win, and they'd make it. But then again.
No,
head-to-head, you know.
No, it's legit. That's serious shit. Like that's for real. But I post, you know why I post those blasting runs from turn the TV on. That run matches those top 2s. That run matches those top 2s. That one matches those top 2 guys. That one. Oh, keep going. Here's that one does, that one does, that one does, that one does, that one does. Keep on, we go all day long. Okay, so leave me out of that conversation over there. Like, this is still the best way. That's why I tell them to do it. I'm not saying my way. I'm doing it Roy's way. Okay. It's still the best way to do it. Okay. From 1970, whatever, it's still the best way to do it.
Unbelievable. Roy told us, he was talking earlier about how him and his dad learned, the stuff that Roy was doing so much ahead of the game. He said he watched a dude at Lakey, Texas at the amateur rodeo step off, have it in his hand, and then throw it. He goes, well, I can get off it like that and just hold on to it. Yeah. Keep them babies up. And he said he went home and practiced it and then pretty much invented holding it slack.
Right.
And then, you come along, I guess that would have been 20 years later. You keep talking and you keep putting back to Roy, to the super looper. I mean, it's amazing what he did for the sport. It's amazing what you did for the sport.
Okay, so if you're talking Michael Jordan, okay, that's Michael Jordan. Like, you can say what you want to. Michael Jordan's the greatest of freaking all time. I don't even give a shit about basketball. The dude's the greatest of all time. Roy Cooper, I ain't saying he's the greatest of all time, like, because we all put our own twist on it and made it faster, okay? Mm-hmm. But he is the greatest of all time. It all came
from him.
Every roper. Now, maybe the guys now, it's not coming from Roy Cooper, but the dudes teaching them came from Roy Cooper. Okay.
He's the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, the very top. He's at the very top. It all
goes through him.
Every ounce of this came from Roy Cooper. Okay. Every penny of it. But it's crazy, man. Like, but he could step up at any time too, man. He's winning the average at 40s, late 40s, whatever he was when he made it the last time. He won the average at the NFR, on big soggy calves.
It's unbelievable.
Do you think Riley Webb could be the next Cody Ohl?
I don't say he could become the next Cody Ohl because of I'm not talking, there's two different comparisons there, right? Like, my knowledge is, I hope that's where his knowledge is going, right? I hope it's not, he's just doing that just because he's coached. So, his father-in-law to be is 110% dialed into his winning, right? He doesn't let him weaken. He holds him accountable. I ain't saying he'll end up with the mind, because our minds, our older guys, our minds are sick because we had to live and die by the sword. We're doing shit hard way, right? Like, it's pretty damn easy to do things now. It really is. You get more sponsorship and that money won now or in now than you win. Okay. So things are easier. I posted, I thought he could get 8 more in a row. I honestly think that he could win 10 in a row. I do think that if he keeps going about it the way he's going about it, and Josie don't run him off, and he still keeps Jade and Dirk, everybody that feeds him, his mom, the dude's on a whole nother level now. I mean, you didn't really know how good he was because me and him had to rope the same way the first world championship. You didn't really know how, and that's not really his way to rope because he has to think too much. There's calves that he should have won day monies on, but he's not processed to exactly what's going to happen right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have been more 100% mentally advanced, he wins this year. He wins a day money on 2 other calves that he just, got off track a little bit, didn't block them off or whatever, but you get him just a little more right here and he's already there. But now Vegas is his most comfortable place to compete. Shad's biggest nightmare, and you got this guy stealing your thunder. It's a hard pill to swallow, man. Like, that yellow walls, buddy. That karma and that yellow wall will freaking derail some shit. I'm telling you, like, that's where it shows up at. And I'm a firm believer. So if you want the shit to blow the skirt up, I tell the truth. I don't wear a freaking mask. I am who I am. You can hold me accountable, but I'm going to hold your ass accountable too. So what I'm trying to get at is in a roundabout way here, all of that, like, he's so lasered in right now. And that's, of any place he ropes after this year, he knows he is when he walks in that building, you got to beat him. That's who you got to beat. You don't have to beat anybody else. You have to beat Riley Webb. You have to beat Riley Webb. Why do I say you have to beat Riley Webb?
Because he ain't going to beat himself.
He's not going to beat himself. And so my shirt's raising up over here. And the garbage that you need to change only comes back into you and shows up on the biggest stage.
If the Cowboy channel was what it was in 2000, if these guys were seeing you day in and out, like, you obviously became the amazing, the individual that you were in rodeo, but that's when people were watching you 10 nights in a year, right. Maybe 15 tops.
Sure.
If they were getting to watch you,
tour rodeos,
or let's say 20, whatever. But if they got to watch you rope 120 times a year, like you get to sit here in the recliner and watch everybody rope now, how much bigger would Cody Ohl's name even be?
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, seriously, like, that's why Riley's getting as big as he is, because there's so many people that think no way that Shad could be beat. Like, to be honest, he's never won a world championship. He's been given one, and then he got that one given to him too. But like I said, I'm not bashing on him. I don't give a shit. I'll just tell the truth. Like, when you can beat that guy, and then here I come along and I can beat Fred Whitfield, can you imagine what footage they would have wanted of all that?
Oh my gosh.
And so, like, nowadays, I mean, I don't know how big it'd be. It's like, my number one asked question is, well, how much do you think you would win if you were in your prime today? I was like, there's no doubt. I mean, $1 million. I mean,
A year.
That's count. I mean, I had all the match rope. Like you can't forget that. So I win on paper. I got 3.51.
Uh-huh.
Well, I probably won 6 million.
Wow.
I mean, I had every match opens. I won 250 grand just in San Angelo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $250,000 there.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is you add, say, 4 matches a year, and you add all the futurities now. You add those. So like now I can only go to Gold Buckle because I'm not fast enough to go to the other ones. Well, I can go to every futurity in my prime. So you add that money. That's $1 million. I mean, Riley won what, 5 something?
Yeah, won 5 something just in the PRCA, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
So you're talking about 4 matches. You're talking about
the American now.
The American.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking nothing. Taking nothing away from you winning that. But my whole deal is it wasn't the way it was created. Like, it's created for the guy that retired. It was created for the guy the little girl that has this dream, or the breakaway roper that's 15 that can rope with the grown ladies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it was created. That's why it doesn't really mean anything to me anymore. Like, I won't even go watch. I don't. I went just because Sailor wanted to go. But it doesn't. If you're in the top 15 in the world, why? Because I'm truthful. You freaking sucked, right? You don't suck. You sucked. So now you're eligible for $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't the guy ahead of you? He sucked just as bad, but he won $1 more than you. Why ain't he eligible for $1 million in? Right? You see where I'm at? If you're in the top 15 in the world, that's the line. Okay. 16th guy, hell yeah, give him it should be 25 to me, like top 25. You're not. You don't get a chance at $1 million. Now you officially freaking retire and walk away from 1 year, and you're still in your prime, and you still leave. Like Casey, he left. He's still in his prime. Yeah, he's got a chance at $1 million. Like, he walked away from $500,000 a year. So with endorsements, he's walked away from $1 million a year. Okay. For a year or 2 or however long it's been. That's my guy. Like, yeah, he got a chance at $1 million. Or you sat out all year from injury. Yeah, you got it. But if your name was on the roster at Las Vegas, why do you get rewarded for sucking, right? You got a free ticket at $1 million. No, not if I'm running the show. You don't.
I mean, 100,000 is still a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're eligible for.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, qualifier got to come in there and beat the top 5 guys in the world. $1 million.
Yeah.
If he's rodeoed for 10 years and 16th, $1 million. He's like, for instance, Cimarron was 16th like 4 times, something like that. He's a top 10 guy every year. It just, I don't know what the hell happened. I really don't. Like, he's a top 10 roper every year in his prime. But he's like, I mean, yeah, $1 million. He's eligible for $1 million. He's 16th, right? But the 15 guys that make the cut, that's the biggest. Like, I don't agree with that at all. Like, I don't. Like Jackie, I mean, greatest breakaway roper probably ever. She's still rodeoing. She's still making the final. She's still winning world championships. Like, what makes you eligible for $1 million? Like, here's a bonus. Here's a bonus. You're the rankest when you're on track. But when you get off track, shit, we'll just hell yeah, I'll get off track more often.
So you think it should be top 15 all for 100,000, and then
the rest of the field is $1 million.
Rest of the field. Yeah.
Which makes it crazy now that they made it top 5. Top 10 was one thing, but now top 5 in the world. So
but then
6th man in the world is eligible for $1 million.
But it's not about the story anymore. I mean, the guy, just like him, we're talking about top 5 roper, didn't we? Mm. He's roping for $1 million. Why? Your freaking swing made you eligible for $1 million. It's like, maybe you didn't reach out to me because you wanted to not be in the top 5. I don't know.
Hey, no, I didn't want that, but God was taking care of me.
I understand.
600.
But what I'm saying is why?
My ignorance paid off.
Yeah, why? Like,
but so
what makes you eligible for that?
If top 5 qualify automatically, so he's you're just going straight to Saturday. You're automatically in Saturday. You'd have to restructure the whole rodeo if top 15 go, because then who automatically qualifies, or no one's qualified?
No. It don't make a shit about the other 10. We always worried about the ribbon, man. right? Who gives a shit about 10th to 15th or 6th to 15th, what you're saying? Top 5 guys. 5 qualifiers. That's 10 guys. That's it. Sorry, guys. They only take 5. Okay? I don't give a damn. But if you made the cut, Riley won $250,000. Most of them won $100,000. Like, what makes you eligible for that? You're the best in the world. Like, we're talking, these need to be qualifier kids competing against the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And retired, like when Oak came back, or me and Fred tried to do like, it's the story, man.
That does make it a lot better
story.
story.
There's no story. Like, there ain't no story. Like,
that does make it a lot better story. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, they want to give it away now. Then it was cool. You're just kind of dangling it, right? Now it's like, we want to give somebody $1 million, or the bull rider. If you're in a freaking PBR and you're a world champion and you're still active PBR and you're have a chance at a world championship, I'm going to give you $2 million, man, because you ride these junior rodeo bulls we're going to bring over here. Like, seriously,
what about this? What about so we asked Charmaine, did you see the Charmaine leg lift?
Well, yeah, I had to see her at the meeting the other day. So I got her back because I watched it all. So I'm like, she clarified, like, yes, every now and again, it's fine. You turn it into a habit, you're ruining your horse because of your riding and your habit, right? So once they start taking that little bit of comfort, like she said, a road, wasn't looking at the barrel. She had her road, right? You take the road and you hit the bar dip so many times, you text so many times, your ass is going to die, right?
Yes.
You're so many close calls, right? But that's all, it's just shortening it. I texted 2 words longer than normal. I'm a little further over. Same deal. I'm going to the barrel. Oh, my horse knows I can get over here because she's shaving off. She shaved. Well, before long, there ain't going to be nothing to shave off, right? You can't fix that either. You can't fix a horse
But you can't. That's when you lift the leg.
At some point, you're not even going to be able to lift your leg because the freaking horse is going to hit it with his shoulder.
You already hit your guardrail.
You got to hit the guardrail head on. I mean, you're going to be dead center on the barrel for long because you keep coming from the perfect road, man. You can't keep cutting a corner to the bar ditch. You're going to get a guardrail. And once you create a guardrail in the animal athlete, you ought to just name the sumbitch guardrail. Because it's going to go south. Blake screws my horses up in a box, bro. I said, that's one place I can't 100% fix them. It's going to show up on Saturday night.
Jesus Christ. This leg lifting, what'd Charmaine say about it when you saw her?
She's like, dude, I'm not bashing anybody. There's people that do it every night, but all I'm saying is it's not going to, you're getting closer to that guardrail, man. Like, and once you get there, there's no fixing getting them back to the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're just always going to keep pulling. They're just going to always keep pulling. All right.
Wow.
I feel like you're getting close to the guardrail on this podcast.
He said he was going to blow the skirts up, keep them down.
You had that guardrail, baby.
Oh my gosh. What about, but I was asking that about I told somebody, they said, next time that you ask about barrel racing and leg lifts, you need to ask about the male barrel racing.
Man, I don't know. I just know they put their jeans on just like that woman does, but I'm going to tell you what, there's some great horse trainers out there that are women. But there ain't nobody can get more out of a horse than a dude or a man, whatever they go by or whatever I go. You're like, I know I'm a man. But what I'm getting at is a man is stronger. I don't give a damn. He can do things better. Like, I ain't saying he's more correct in doing it, but he's strong enough to maneuver coming out of it better. Or, a girl, like he's tugging and he's going to go 2 foot more than normal.
Yeah.
A girl's not strong enough to, like, oh shit, we can't have that if we're going first. That the guy is going to be able to pull that shoulder over and save that little bit of time there. To me,
yeah.
I don't think I'm not against it, but I'm not for it either. But I'm not that guy. Like,
it's kind of even like volleyball or basketball. I mean,
it's the same thing.
It's still a physical sport that you can, anytime it's involving a 1,200-pound animal, it's physical.
He's got the advantage.
Yes.
There's tons of events. That's a girls and women's event. That's bottom line. Bottom line.
There you go.
That they got 2 events. We got 6.
There you go.
There's 2 events for girls: breakaway and barrel racing. You take all that bullshit right on out of it. Like, all it is that you make the rules. That's like, it's a woman's sport. Breakaway is a woman's sport. I mean, they got 2 events. We got what, 5?
It says there's 2. Women have 2: barrel racing and
so
breakaway rope.
that topic is done.
Yeah, that's it.
So I didn't know if this was ever going to happen, but I'm glad it did. Obviously learned a lot, extremely motivated, looked up to you, obviously my whole life in the arena. No one's perfect in life. You've said that multiple times in this podcast. I think that means more to be able to admit that and to be able to move forward. And you've obviously turned over a great leaf in your life. And if there's anybody that has anything to say about it, whatever, it doesn't truly matter, but this is a great chance if you have anything to say to those. You said 95% of people love me for what I am and 5% hate me. What do you have to say about who you are, or that 5%? If there's anything you want to say about them?
Like I said, 3 years ago, I heard from God. A couple of weeks ago, man, I just had gotten some anger back in me with some things going on in my life and letting stuff come into my life that stole a lot of my peace that I worked so hard for. Like, this job gives me so much peace. Like, I don't even like to leave here. I like to work my tail off and do all that. I let stuff, come into me and then steal my peace a little bit. And then got me more angry, got me more stirred up at the ones that, like, I felt like I hated, and it was 3 people. Like, it wasn't like 25, 3. And to get rid of that, man, it was the hardest thing, man. I was depressed again. I was sad again. I have people that DM me all the time, because I'm open book, and they just appreciate that. Like, there's no mask, man. I made the mistakes. Like, I still make mistakes. Like, but you can hold me accountable for them. But now, that was 2.5 weeks ago. I heard crystal clear, man. You got to let that crap go. Like, that's what's stealing. There's only 3 things. Those 3 people you hate are stealing everything. So I let that go. Fought through it. My posts, they tell what I'm going through. I mean, I'm not doing it for freaking sympathy. I'm doing it because there's a lot of damn people dealing with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I save one person's life, hey, man, I've done my job. Out of all the people in the world, I saved one, and myself. I did my job, right? I did what God's telling me to do. Like, I'm not doing this crap. Like, how did you send me that perfect thing you sent me this morning? I said, well, there's 80 of y'all I sent it to. And all of y'all's pictures are here. I said, this guy was that one, that one, that one. That's it. What I'm getting at is, this world is jacked up, man. It's a dirty, dirty, cruel place to live. It really is. It don't matter if all of us have 5% garbage. My pastor maybe is the only guy that I know. I said, how in the hell are we best friends? Like, do you never judge me? I have told you everything. Like, he's the only guy I know that don't have 5%, I don't think. Like, maybe he's got 1, because none of us perfect, but he doesn't have 4 others. I promise you. Like, it was hard for me to listen to him at first, because, like, how the hell is he going to relate to me? Well, He relates to me because I tell him everything, so he knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, we're targeting on 5% of people's weaknesses every day.
Yep.
Whether they're overweight, got mental issues, got this, got that. At the very top of the mountain, they're the best, or maybe the best ever, or whatever you want to call them, or struggling like hell, relationships, whatever. We're using that 5% to derail relationships, marriages, life, period. Because I'm telling you, this is a sick, cruel ass world, man. It really is. And the phones have made it twice as bad. Just think how many suicides there are, just kids, right? There's cruel people in this world.
Yeah.
I know I've got, for sure, 5% of me is a lot of baggage, right? I don't know you that good. I'm going to say I know probably 5%. 5% on one of the best guys I know. I know a couple of percent on Strand Smith, which is my biggest hero. Like, I know 2%. So, like, with this story that God drove me, like, I mean, boom. I'm not targeting on anybody's garbage anymore, man. It's a waste of my time. I don't go to town. I don't go to town because they talk about being old. They talk about hurting. They talk about they used to do this. They talk politics. None of that changes my day. Like, I hit the floor. I feel 39, so I tell myself I'm 39. I got a lot of work out that door, right? I don't go down there and put garbage in my morning to try to go be the best me, period, ever. Like, I'm trying to be the best me ever in life. And this is what all this creating perfect is what it does to me. Makes me feel better about myself. I don't even go to town. I don't go to the saloon. I don't drink. I mean, like, I don't do all those things. So why are you not giving me maybe I just have 4% now, but I still feel like there's 5, right? Because you won't give, right? You won't, man, he worked on that and he fixed that. So let's start working on people's 5% instead of killing them off and throw them in the garbage. And you're not worthy of this, and you're not this, and you're not. Let's target on the 95% of that person's greatness, whether it's roping, whatever it is. He's got 5% garbage in the arena. Let's go. Let's just start fixing it, right? Same thing in life. Let's give the dude a little bit of benefit here. Let's just start knocking them back, right? You can't leave me at 5%. I was 5% my whole life. So some point you got to say he's 4% and hopefully 3 by now. Same thing. I want to fix that girl in the arena. I want to fix Ty Harrison in the arena. 5%. John Dowse, Chad Mayfield, whoever. Boom. Let's just start knocking it back. And then a lot of that fixes his life as well. Consistency and winning and being the best you in the arena. There is no greater feeling, right? But if it's something that we can inspire people on off of this story that starts fixing people, like if I know that guy judges everybody and I tell him the story and it fixes them, or if I can take this to a stage before long, and it's going to give me a lot of peace because I'm going to look you right in the eye, man. I know you're 5%. I know you're 5%. We ain't no sense of bowing your head and raising your damn hand. I know you too, Sally. I know how many trailers you crawled out of. No, I'm standing up here. Judge me. Judge him 5%. Then start going, maybe after today, I'm going to say he's 4% jacked up. And then maybe the next time I tell you the story, maybe like, he's even fixed more of his life. Maybe he's 3%. Let's just stop targeting on that, man. Like, I got a little bit of a stage, and this is what I'm most adamant about right now. I don't give a shit. Like, we fix things in the arena, that fixes a lot of our life. It starts fixing things that's kind of derailing us.
Right.
Because I promise you pulling this gate from 10 rodeos and you ain't want to check, you're coming up on a hell of a payment for that rig.
Yes, sir.
Okay? There's a lot of stress. A little kid was roping here the other day, and I said, what are you getting pissed off about, man? You're 12, 13? You got to pay for that rig Monday or something? like, man, focus right here. Like, come on, man. Your dad's got money. What are you stressed about? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Dial into the deal and let's fix some things. And you're going to leave here a happy little fella. Well, couldn't keep a smile off his face when we fix that.
It's cool and motivating and exciting to think about. If you start, it don't matter. The past doesn't matter. If you start today and you start working on, let's say, that 1%, there's so much more time in each of our lives to change. And you can look how fast your life can change too when you just make the right decisions and do the right stuff.
And for like me on this podcast, I know how fast my life can change. The last part of this, to me, is way more important than the stuff we talked about or how good I wrote. Like, the last part of this is what people need to carry. And I hope they carry that with them when I do not wake up or whatever happens to me. When I finally go, like, the dude's making a difference. You can call him whatever. You can paint this. You can paint that. Hell, I painted this whole wall myself. Like, here's a bucket. Like, if you want to paint that, but I'm telling you what I'm targeting on. I'm telling you about the garbage I'm not going to get in town that you're going to get and you're going to carry over here to the rest of your day. I'm not getting that garbage in my life. If I need to know about something, I've got enough important people in my life that they tell me something's going on.
What you're talking about too, it's the one word that is a summary. It's hypocrisy. You're talking about, I sit over here and Cody, you're terrible, you're up there. But I got my baggage, but I can sit here and say with my baggage, well, who's to say you're better? You're being a hypocrite, which is where your faith in God comes into play, where your faith in Jesus comes into play, because Jesus could have sat there and, you sinner, you sinner, you sinner. And he never does that. He covers us with grace. He covers us with mercy. And he sees our true value. And that equips us to, man, Cody Ohl can look across Ty. And yeah, he sees his errors. But you can look into the errors of people and not just criticize them. You can
Fixable errors.
you can encourage them.
Fixable.
Not just ridicule and put them down and condemn them and shame them like you suck. You can be like,
Ty can't win a world championship. Bullshit, he can.
yes, sir.
Watch what we can do.
Yep.
Like, we can fix that. So look, our 5% of baggage, and it starts backing off. Why can't you back off of me what the mistakes I made? Like, why can't you? I'm fixing those. It's a work in progress, man. It don't happen overnight. But you got to start showing some grace and love and forgiveness somewhere in here. You can't leave me at 5%. You can't leave me there. I don't give a damn who you are. You can't leave me there because I ain't who I was.
Wow.
It's cool too. It's great because even him and even me, we don't face the ridicule that you have faced throughout your career, but you catch the opinion that God has towards you. You're like, man, forget what they think. I've caught how he views me.
I'm there,
good.
buddy. I'm there. They don't bother me.
That's awesome.
That was deep.
That was real
It's
deep.
what, I mean, like I said,
That's
the
what life
rest of
is.
that stuff, I
That's
mean,
life.
the rest of that stuff, you can replace some of it. Like, you can go talk to somebody else and you get some of that same stuff, but like they come here for roping lessons. Well, I've never heard that before. Well, no shit. I live here. How the hell did you ain't going to hear that, some of that. Like, it's my own twist. Roy Cooper, my own twist. I'm not built like Fred. I'm not built like Roy. Joe, he's not built like anybody. Like, his own twist on it. I ain't never heard it taught that way. Well, no, seriously, that's part of the twist that I feel like is twisted better than his and his and his.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for coming on, CO. I mean, obviously you're on the top of the list, and thanks a lot for coming. I'm excited to hear this back. I mean, this is what I'm gonna have to listen to.
This was legit.
It
You know,
flew
most
by.
of the time, about an hour, you get tired. I'm not tired at all.
You ready
I
to
was
go some more?
yeah, locked in, and it was great.
It
Thanks for
flew
doing
by,
this,
so
man.
it was an
buddy.
honor, and thanks a lot, CO.
Appreciate it.
See
Thank
you,
you.
buddy.